shibui. Shibui is one of the many terms, Japanese terms, for beauty. The Japanese have a way of defining beauty, different types of beauty, and this is one of them. It's a red statement that you'll see what it relates to nature, relates to peace, relates to it's called a downspout. Downspout, you're probably all from New York, we all live in apartments. We don't know what downspouts are. In a house, when you have the gutter on a roof, it gathers water, it's on a slant, and then it drips down the side of the building onto the ground. But in some Japanese homes, water goes from the gutter into this. It looks like a chain, but they're all it's metal, and they're flower-like designs that collect water inside each one. As that fills up, it drips into the next one, and when that fills up, it drips into the next. So on a rainy day, you have water dripping from here to here to here to here. And the purpose is just to get the water off the roof, down into the ground where it could be absorbed. But the Japanese have created poetry out of this, and it just blew me away. It's just beautiful. It was a kiln. It was, I went to visit a home of a potter, a famous potter, and his kiln was outdoors. And on top of the kiln, they just threw straw. It wasn't done in any particular design. It turned out to be so incredibly beautiful. You have the different tones of, I don't know what it was. The outside of the kiln was stone. So I guess as it heats up, different parts of the stone turn different colors. And I think they must have put the straw on top in some sort of attempt to keep it warmer, I think, or just make it beautiful. I don't know. It seemed to have been second nature for the Japanese to create things that were just so beautiful. This is nothing more than a foundation of a building. But I was just so taken with this because it looks like it was planned so perfectly because it's just beautifully designed. When I got back to New York, I started to look at foundations of buildings here, and it was nothing like it. Absolutely nothing. And this happened to have been a foundation of a castle that was built thousands of years ago. So this is not a new design. This is something that they knew what they were doing in terms of making this beautiful and peaceful. I mean, you can look at this forever. It was a huge wall. It was the foundation of a building that went for many, many yards. And no matter where you stood and looked, it was just so peaceful. This was the embankment. There's a wonderful stretch of land in Kyoto called Philosopher's Wall. It's like there's a stream at the bottom of and there are walls on the sides of the stream. And this was the wall that I was facing. It's just an embankment. But they built the embankment out of, they may be bricks, they may be stones, but at angles, and there's a drain pipe in it, and there was grass growing in the spaces between the bricks. It was such a beautiful sight. And the whole thing was beautiful, but sometimes you just can't capture everything in a photograph. You have to be there. But I was really taken with this. This is nothing more than a pathway. Just walking along a pathway and there's stones in it. But it looks like it was planned. It looks like it was laid out. Eye-opener for me. No matter where you turn, if you had the eye, if you saw it, it was there to be seen. But it was there. People were fortunate enough to see it, and it was like leaving Japan with an extra gift. That's a very popular. I've been getting a lot of compliments on that. Used books over here. The title is a play on words. The books were used books, but they were used for something else. That was actually a bar in an upscale hotel, and the artist who designed the room glued all these books together and installed them into the wall of the bar. It was fabulous. He also did it with machine parts on another wall. But it was such a dark room, and I really didn't want to use a flash. I didn't take those pictures. This had enough light. Thank you. Any questions?
How do you decide the size of the cube for always?
One of my biggest comments, and it's not a compliment, is why do you make them so small? Why don't you make them bigger? These are actually big for me. Lauren's can attest to that. When I originally got into photography, it was through Polaroid transfer. And that I started to listen to people, they say, make them a little larger. So I went 100% larger, and these are 3 by 3. The reason I do this, honestly, is because I prefer my pictures to be seen one-on-one. Quite often my photography evokes a feeling, and feeling's not always to be shared right away, especially with strangers who are looking at a picture. So I would like one person looking at one picture at a time, and that's why I make this one. They're personal. Yes, yes. People with poor vision have a problem, but it's not my problem. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.